Speaking of indie games, though, this is something that was brought to our attention by Smash JT, who is a friend of the channel, and it involves an indie company. Actually, I guess Sakura Studios, I think, is the name of it. Here we go. Yeah, there we are. And pay close attention to that. Let me zoom in here. Pay close attention to this banner here, because this was apparently the source of controversy. And apparently what happened was, if you look down through down through it here, Steam apparently got back to them and said they were delisting this game because they weren't allowed to have this picture of the woman standing in front of the lake wearing a bathing suit like this. And this wasn't, I thought at first this was some sort of automated response from Steam that someone complained, and so they used AI or some algorithm, said, oh yeah, obviously we gotta keep you off the network. Sorry, we don't allow nudity or something like that. No, just this picture of a woman wearing a one-piece bathing suit, walking into a lake. And they said, no. This is too sexual for us. We cannot possibly have this here. This is just absolutely crazy. And they refuse to bend the knee to Steam. Good for them, I say, because there's nothing wrong with this picture. It's a woman wearing a bathing suit looking at a lake. What's the problem here, right? And eventually they got a new person to come in, and at Steam realized they were being jackholes, and they got rid of the first person, gave another one, and said, yeah, actually, there's no problem with this. You're back. So this is apparently a third-person survival horror game with single and multiplayer modes, 80 slasher-themed madness. I don't know if it's going to be any good or not. I'm going to give it a shot, because why not? I like to support indie game companies and see what they can do. And I suggest you take a look at this as well and give these guys a chance. You might as well. I'm sure it's not going to be that expensive at the end of the day. It's an indie game. But we'll see. But that's the wonderful thing about these indie games, if you ask me, is that it's not going to cost that much. You don't have to drop $100 on it. And I'd be glad, by the way, to drop $100 on a game that truly is worth it. If you ask me if I got $100 of the enjoyment, I can name 3 games right off the top. Mass Effect 1 and 2, we got that too. Civilization 4 Beyond the Sword, and Detroit Become Human. I would have paid $100 for each one of those games. I definitely got $100 worth of value, and that's even before you even look at how many hours I spend in game on each of those. So I'm fine with that. But I also spent maybe $10 on As Dusk Falls, and that was far and away one of the best $10 I spent on a game all last year. So indie games, definitely where it's at. Try it. Throw money at a few of them, and you'll probably come up with at least one winner. So I say throw money at 5 of them. As much money you would have spent on one AAA game, I'll bet you'll have at least 1, maybe even 2 games that you just love. So, choose wisely and see how that goes.